Hello, everybody. I'm Ed Robinson, and welcome to the season finale of At the Rim. This is the program that gets you caught up on anything and everything happening around the NBA. Coming up on this edition of the program, we'll have a look at the new NBA media rights deal and how it will impact an iconic show. Short term, but it could return in the long term. And also, we'll give you just how we feel about what's going into the 2024-2025 season in the NBA with some key games that are going to be coming up with the new schedule as it come out with the new games. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the program. I want to start off with my top three storylines. I want to start off talking about the 2024 Summer Olympics. So the Olympics have come and gone, and Team USA, they have won another gold medal. The members of Team USA, Steph Curry, LeBron James, who, by the way, was the captain of the team, followed by Kevin Durant, who was sensational. You also had Anthony Edwards, one of the rising stars in the league. Derek White, nice replacement for Kawhi Leonard. Also, you had Jason Tatum, who, had some issues. People got on Steve Kerr, and rightfully so. Jason Tatum is an NBA champion with the Boston Celtics, made an all-NBA team. Steve Kerr was questioned in terms of Jason only getting limited minutes in the few games that he played. Nevertheless, Jason was a part of that team. Tyrese Halliburton didn't get to see much action, but the future's bright for him in terms of future Olympic basketball. Also, Joel Embiid was solid. Bam Adebayo was solid. Drew Holiday, listen, when you talk about one of the premier players, not just in the NBA, but just in terms of his defense and Olympic experience, Drew definitely showed up during this Olympic run. Bam Adebayo, I mentioned Bam Adebayo was solid in the rebound and the defending department. Also, Anthony Davis, his defense was solid. And Devin Booker, especially in the gold medal game against France, Devin hit some big shots. So, I mentioned Steph, LeBron, KD, Ant-Man, also Derek White, Joel, Drew, Bam, AD, Book, just to name a few. And let's just say the United States men's basketball team, this was a good run for them, but this was a litmus test. And if you had an opportunity to watch any of the Olympic basketball, what I noticed was the rest of the world has caught up and they're catching up. Serbia played very well under the likes of Nikola Jokic and Bogdan Bogdanovic. The gold medal game with the U.S. and France. France played very well under Rudy Gobert, also Nicolas Batum, and, of course, a gentleman that plays for the San Antonio Spurs named Victor Wembanyama, right? Now, 1992, it was the Dream Team, different era. The rest of the world, they looked up to the United States team, right? The Dream Team, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Patrick Ewing, Karl Malone, John Stockton, David Robinson, Scottie Pippen, Charles Barkley, just to name a few. Different time in 1992, different time in 1996, different time in 2000. 2004, the United States men's team, they won the bronze medal in the games in Athens. That was a disappointment. However, 2008 in Beijing, that was the Redeem team. That was LeBron's second Olympic team. And, of course, rest in peace to the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant, was a part of the Redeem team along with Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Chris Paul, Darren Williams, Michael Redd, just to name a few. And then Kobe and LeBron, they had the encore in 2012 in London. That was Kevin Durant's first Olympic team. And then 2016 in Rio, no LeBron on that team. And Steph Curry turned down the offer to be on that team. But 2016 was Carmelo Anthony's last Olympic team. Carmelo was on the team in 2004 that won the bronze medal, but Melo was also on the 2008 Redeem team that won the gold medal in Beijing, also 2012 in London, and then his swan song was 2016 in Rio. So we talk about Carmelo Anthony being Mr. Olympics, but you can add Kevin Durant to that list as well. 2012 in London, 2016 in Rio, Tokyo in 2020, and now 2024 in Paris. And let's not forget the 2020 team in Tokyo. Of course, Kevin Durant was the head of that team. Also on that team was Draymond Green, Drew Holiday. And, I mean, that was an effective team, a solid team. This team was very fun to watch in 2024. LeBron being the captain of the team, Steph Curry, his first Olympic team, Kevin Durant returning for another one. This was truly a phenomenal team. If 1992 was the dream team, and if 2008 was the redeem team, I'm going to give this 2024 team, I call it the cross-generational team. LeBron, KD, all representing the current stars, future Hall of Famers, and you have the future, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, Jason Tatum, Bam Adebayo, Devin Booker, and then, of course, you have the current stars with Joel Embiid, Drew Holiday, and Derek White. This was indeed a cross-generational team. Steve Kerr, again, solid performance, but he ran into a lot of criticism for not giving Jason Tatum enough playing time. I was upset about that, but they handled their business in this 2024 Summer Olympic run in Paris. But the rest of the world has caught up, and the rest of the world is continuing to catch up with teams like Serbia and France. It goes to show you the international play. This is a much different era now, and certainly for 2028 in Los Angeles, Team USA, they're going to have to get reloaded. They're going to have to reload, get locked and loaded, or should I say they're going to have to get locked and reloaded in order to contend with teams that are coming for the good old US of A. We've seen the presence of the international players for over the last couple of decades. We've seen Giannis Antetokounmpo representing Greece, Nikola Jokic, Bogdan Bogdanovic representing Serbia, Nicolas Batum, Rudy Gobert, Victor Wembanyama representing France, just to name a few. The rest of the world is taking notice, and Victor Wembanyama made a mention on his social media platform, says that he's going to be in the next 4 years when the Olympics are back in the U.S. in Los Angeles in 2028. He said that he is coming with a vengeance, and the rest of the world better take note. I'm paraphrasing that quote, but man, the rest of the world has caught up, and they're continuing to catch up with us, and we have to be ready. The U.S. has got to be ready. Will we see LeBron, Steph, and KD have a swan song in Los Angeles in 2028? Anything is possible. I mean, with LeBron, he says one thing, but he does another thing. Steph, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Kevin Durant, I would say him and Carmelo Anthony are both Mr. Olympics. We'll see what happens with that situation. But it would be, a fitting swan song if LeBron, Steph, and KD decide to give it one last go when that time comes for Los Angeles in 2028. But, man, it was a lot of fun. That Olympic run was certainly a lot of fun. I mean, they only played X amount of games, but there was rest, and certainly there were fun moments that were shared. There was a lot of fun moments that were definitely shared, and we'll go into recapping the U.S.'s Olympic run in just a little bit. But certainly it was fun to watch, and if you didn't have a chance to watch it, I mean, there's highlights that are all over the internet, and certainly you can check it out, and certainly it was phenomenal, and certainly definitely something you could check out to see LeBron do his thing, as well as KD do his thing, Steph, and then also, too, I mean, Kevin Durant, Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards, and also Anthony Davis providing rebounding and some explosive defense during his time, during his run with Team USA. My next storyline is going to be the new NBA media rights deal. So in case you haven't been living under a rock, it is official. The new NBA media rights deal will start in the 2025-2026 NBA season. So you're asking, hey, Ed, who is going to be in the mix? All right, let's recap. The new NBA media rights deal, as I stated earlier, will kick off in the 2025-2026 NBA season. That means NBC, Peacock, Amazon Prime will all be a part of the new deal. ABC and ESPN will continue to broadcast games, and they will also continue to have exclusive rights of the NBA Finals. Also, Amazon, as I mentioned earlier, NBC, Peacock, Amazon Prime Video will also be a part of it as well. Now, the NBA will continue to offer its League Pass subscription service. One network that I did not mention, and that is TNT. So for the moment, the NBA, at the end of this coming season, the 2024-2025 season, they will end their relationship with TNT. And when you think of TNT, of course, you think about the iconic show inside the NBA. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley. I mean, as they say, there are things that are often imitated but never duplicated. And this is going to be a hard one at the end of this coming season. However, Warner Brothers Discovery, the CEO and president of the company, David Zaslav, did match the offer that Amazon had made, but Adam Silver, they passed on it. They decided that they're going to go along with what they have with the current media rights deal with the broadcast partners that they have starting in the 2025-2026 season. Now, there is litigation that's going to take place. They're going to try and sue, and maybe we'll see how that all plays out. But recently, Charles Barkley has said that TNT is looking to keep the Inside the NBA show. Charles has made it known that TNT has been a family for decades, and he has had no interest in joining a brand new network. So TNT could still be in the mix in terms of Inside the NBA. I don't know how that situation is going to play out in terms of them maybe having to pay for highlights, or will they be allowed to go on location, maybe for playoff games or some regular season games. I'm not quite sure, but I know TNT will be in the mix in some form or fashion, according to Charles Barkley, because he did say that they want to try to do something different with Inside the NBA. Could it be a weekend show, or maybe a weekly show, or maybe a Friday night show? Who knows what's going to happen, but for the time being, it is currently official. The 2025-2026 season, the new NBA media rights deal will go into effect. So I mentioned, again, the networks that will be a part of this. NBC, also NBC's streaming platform, Peacock, Amazon Prime Video will be a part of this as well, and the Walt Disney Company, that includes ABC and ESPN. So, again, the lawsuit is still in place for the time being. That Warner Brothers Discovery, that's the company that owns TNT, they're trying to sue the NBA because David Zaslav, who is the president and CEO of the company, did match the offer. Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, he's a former lawyer. I don't know. That's going to be a tough one right there. But, again, an iconic show like Inside the NBA, for the time being, we'll have one last season with them on TNT for this upcoming 2024-2025 season. But after that, we'll see. There's works that TNT could keep the show, but again, we don't know. All of that's kind of, unclear at this time. But let me just give you how this is going to work just in terms of how the games are going to be broadcast. So this is just a sample on how the new media rights deal is going to play out. So Peacock, which is NBC's digital streaming service, they'll air games on Monday. Tuesday, it'll be NBC and Peacock. Wednesday belongs to ESPN. Thursday will be Amazon Prime Video. Friday, Amazon Prime Video or ESPN will have a Friday game. Saturday will either belong to ABC or Amazon Prime Video. And then Sunday will both be ABC and NBC. Early round playoff games will be split among the networks, and ABC will remain the exclusive home of the NBA Finals. So again, the WNBA, their new media rights deal will kick in 2026, and the NBA, their new deal will kick in the 2025-2026 season. So this is going to be an exciting time. It's going to be a bittersweet when that time comes. Remember, NBC welcoming back the NBA. When you think of the NBA on NBC in its first run, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, Ray Allen, just a ton of names that was a part of that whole coverage during a little bit over a decade when the NBA was on NBC, and it had some great moments. It had a great run. Of course, the development of the Dream Team, many All-Star games. We saw the 2 three-peats with the Chicago Bulls. We also saw the Lake Show era with Shaq and Kobe, just to name a few. So for the time being, we won't have the NBA on TNT starting in 2025, but the NBA returning to NBC. If you know about NBC's production quality, you're going to know that it was top-notch then, and you know it's going to be top-notch now with those broadcast properties that they have. And also just continuing with a part of the media rights deal, the NBA will continue to sell subscription that's going to start at $14.99 a month. So that will stay in existence with the separate League Pass subscriptions. So exciting times for some, not so exciting times for some people. But as I stated earlier, what Charles Barkley said recently on different media platforms is that inside the NBA is not done just yet. There's plans that they want to revive it and do something different with it at the end of this upcoming NBA season, the 2024-2025 season. But the NBA will return to NBC in 2025. Also the other partners that will be a part of this, like NBC streaming platform Peacock, also Amazon Prime Video, and ABC and ESPN, the Walt Disney Company, they'll continue to broadcast games as well. And just kind of when you think about TNT has been a part of the NBA for so long, not just TNT, but the Turner family. TBS had the NBA, TNT having the NBA as well. And, of course, you think about that iconic show such as Inside the NBA. But certainly the new media rights deal is in place, and definitely the times are definitely changing going forward starting in 2025, 2026. And for my last storyline is going to be this upcoming NBA season. So the new schedule is out, and I just want to give you some key games that are going to be interesting for this 2024-2025 NBA season. So in 2024, it's going to be interesting because we've got the start of the regular season is October the 22nd. We've got the Boston Celtics having their home opener against the New York Knicks. Listen, when you think of Knicks and the Celtics, that's a rivalry that's been so dominant for decades, not just in the NBA, but in all of sports. Celtics, the defending champions, what are they going to do this upcoming year, right? Are they going to try to repeat, or will the Knicks have something to say about this? The Knicks lost a lot of key parts, Isaiah Hartenstein being one of them, but Jalen Brunson got a contract extension. Jaylen Brown is good for the next 3 to 5. Jason Tatum's going to be good for the next 3 to 5. Derek White isn't going anywhere. Neither is Drew Holiday. That core is going to be coming back alongside Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford. Sam Hauser is going to be back. The core is going to be intact for Boston. So Boston looking really good right now in terms of their championship defense. So that's going to be a big game on opening night, which is October the 22nd, with the Boston Celtics going up against the New York Knicks. Also, some key games to pass along to you. November the 2nd is going to be the game in Mexico City with the Miami Heat going up against the Washington Wizards. And then we've got the NBA Cup, which is no longer called the in-season tournament. It's now the Emirates NBA Cup, which is going to run from November the 12th through December the 17th. And in the NBA, they'll play their game in Paris. They'll have the NBA Paris games in 2025. That's going to be January the 23rd and January the 25th. The Indiana Pacers will go up against, guess who? Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. So that should be a fun one for those 2 days in Paris. Wemby gets a chance to go home and reconnected with his French culture. Well, I mean, he was already home this summer in Paris. Looking forward to just kind of getting rid of that bad taste in his mouth. And hopefully they can pick up both victories against the Pacers in the NBA Paris series. We have the All-Star game. This year's All-Star game will be at the Chase Center in downtown San Francisco. It's going to be February 14th through the 16th, 2025. And then the play-in tournament will be April 15th through the 18th. And then the NBA playoffs will begin April the 19th. So exciting times in the NBA right now. Specifically, I'm really looking forward to that opener in Boston with the Celtics and the Knicks. That rivalry has been ferocious for decades. Not just in the Eastern Conference, just the NBA, one of the premier games, in one of the premier rivalries, I should say, in the whole NBA and all of sports, man. It's definitely going to be in an exciting time. So the NBA is rolling right now. We've got, as I stated earlier, we've got Celtics, Knicks, opening night, and then also opening night, we've got the Timberwolves going up against the Lakers. LeBron and company, LeBron, AD, going up against Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, and the Timberwolves. What are the T-Wolves going to do? LeBron signed a 2-year extension. Bronny's on the team. What's going to happen? What's going to happen on opening night? How many minutes will Bronny play? Very, very interesting. Never a dull moment dealing with LeBron and company out there on the West Coast. And then just some other important games I want to pass along to you. Got a big one on October the 26th with the Los Angeles Clippers and the Denver Nuggets. What would Nikola Jokic do? You know he's a man on a mission. Jamal Murray, he's a man on a mission too. Can he stay healthy for most of the year? We'll see what happens with that, but definitely this NBA opening night, and certainly a lot of these games are going to be exciting. They're going to be thrilling, and they're going to have their hands full. Remember, we're going to be in the heart of the NFL season, so the NBA is going to be tough. They have their hands full because everybody's going to be in football mode, and it's just going to make me wonder, can the NBA do it between October and February? Normally, the NBA has two important opening dates: Christmas Day and then right before the All-Star break. Those are the two most important days in the NBA. So we'll see how that all plays out. But exciting times right now in the NBA with the new schedule being out, and it should be a festive one indeed. All right, that takes care of my top three storylines. And now I want to just recap the United States men's Olympic basketball team having their impressive run during the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris. So, in case you've been was living under a rock, this Olympic team, led by the captain, LeBron James, followed by Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, Derek White, Tyrese Halliburton, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, Drew Holiday, Bam Adebayo, Anthony Davis, and Devin Booker. Head coach of the team was Steve Kerr, and the assistants, Mark Few, Tyronn Lue, and Eric Spoelstra. So let's start off with opening play. The United States went up against Serbia It was tough in the beginning, but the U.S. held on to beat Serbia 110-84. Kevin Durant was the leading scorer with 23 points. Kevin Durant, he went off in this game. Durant finished with 23. Anthony Davis was the leading rebounder with 8 rebounds, and LeBron James led in assists with 9. On the losing effort, Nikola Jokic led Serbia in points with 20 and in assists with 8. And Bogdan Bogdanovic led Serbia with 6 rebounds. So again, the final score was U.S. 110, Serbia 84. And then we move ahead now to the next game that the U.S. had against South Sudan. The U.S. would win 103-86. This was the Bam Adebayo game. Bam Adebayo led the way with 18 points coming off the bench. Devin Booker led the team in assists with 6. And then Kevin Durant came off the bench and scored 14 points. So again, the final score was the U.S. 103, South Sudan 86. Then we move along now to action where we had the U.S. going up against Team Puerto Rico. You talk about Anthony Edwards going off in this game. He showed up and he showed out in a major way. Edman finished with 26 points. Jason Tatum had a double-double with 10 points and 10 rebounds. Kevin Durant finished with 11 points. Joel Embiid, 15 points, 2 blocks. LeBron James, 10 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. So again, your final score was the U.S. 104, Puerto Rico 83. And so we move along to the knockout round, and the U.S. handled their business, beating Brazil 122-87. This was the game that Devin Booker showed up, showed out, and he went off. Devin led the team with 18 points. Anthony Davis was a big contributor. He had 8 rebounds. LeBron James finished with 12 points and 9 assists. Joel Embiid, 14 points, 7 rebounds. Again, the final score was Team USA 122, Brazil 87. The semifinals for the U.S., guess who they played again? Serbia. Very thrilling game, very close game. The U.S. held on to win 95-91. This was the Steph Curry game. Steph just went off, scoring 36 points. If you didn't watch this game live, you missed out on a lot. It was a treat. Again, Steph finished with 36 points. Also, LeBron James led the way with a triple-double, giving him 16 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists. But this was clearly the Steph Curry game, as Steph finished with 36 points, giving Team USA the win over Serbia 95-91. Bogdan Bogdanovic finished with 20 points, and Nikola Jokic had a double-double with 17 points and 11 assists. And then we had the gold medal game between Team USA and France. It was close for a while. France had the U.S.'s number going into the fourth quarter. But Steph Curry, once again, Steph cooking up three-pointers galore. Steph finished with 24 points. Also, LeBron James contributed. He led the team in assists with 10 points, and he also had 14 points, getting a double-double. Devin Booker finished with 15 points. He was outstanding as well. And let's give a lot of credit to the French. The French women's team, they gave the United States women's team all they had, but Gabby Williams, she put her foot on the line and close but no cigar. The U.S. women would beat the French women. Well, it was the French men falling to the U.S. men as well. United States wins the gold medal, 98-87. Steph Curry, again, 24 points. LeBron James, double-double, 14 points, 10 assists. Devin Booker finished with 15 points. Despite the losing effort, Victor Wembanyama scored 26 points to go along with 7 rebounds. And Gershon Yabusele finished with 20 points. And the United States wins their 5th straight Olympic gold medal. Again, the resurgence of Team USA began in 2008 in Beijing with the Redeem team, 2012 in London, 2016 in Rio, 2020 in Tokyo, and now 2024 in Paris. So the United States, Team USA, they win their 5th straight Olympic gold medal, beating France 98-87. So those last 2 games were so phenomenal. Those last 2 games were Steph Curry games. The semifinal against Serbia, he put up 36. The gold medal game against France, he put up 24 points. And LeBron James was named the tournament MVP. And it could have went either way. Steph, LeBron, KD, it could have went either way. But Steph Curry, those last 2 games, he was so magnificent. And give a lot of credit to LeBron as well. LeBron, I looked at him, I was like, 39? 39 where? 39, I was like, 39 where? I mean, the man was playing at an elite level. But those last 2 games, Steph Curry, he was a man on a mission. On his first Olympic team, maybe it could be his last Olympic team. Maybe, maybe not. But, I mean, only time will tell. But, again, congratulations to Team USA on beating France in the gold medal game, 98-87. So, a lot of those players are going to be resting up, recovering from the Olympic break. For the ones that didn't get a chance to go to the Olympics, they're enjoying their off season. Of course, Summer League is over with, and now they're going to be relaxing because next thing you know, training camp will be right around the corner, and we'll have preseason, and then the regular season kicks off in October. So it should be a lot of fun this NBA season. And that's going to do it for this edition of At the Rim, the season finale of the program. Until next season, everybody, I'm Ed Robinson saying so long, you take care, and be safe. Talk to you again soon. Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning into the channel. Remember to click like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.